welcome to the Archbishop's Pastoral Letter for 2018. I'm Beverly Burke, former TV news anchor here in Baltimore, now a media consultant. So now join me in a conversation with Archbishop William E on his pastoral letter, The Enduring Power of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Principles of Nonviolence. Why did you decide to write this pastoral letter?
It was hard not to notice that the society all around us, including this beloved city of Baltimore, was becoming divided, was becoming violent at times, and that even when there wasn't physical violence, there is this tendency to approach one another with violent words and with abusive words, and with a lack of understanding, empathy, a desire to meet somewhere in the middle. There are so many social ills in our city, and lots of times no one is building a bridge, and it's a bridge that goes both ways. I thought to myself, in this situation in which we find ourselves, are not his teachings, are not his principles as valid as they were 50 or 60 years ago? And the answer I came up with was, yes, it's time for us to revisit them. His principles are aimed at the heart. In other words, the heart has to be converted. The heart has to be opened. The heart has to be introspective enough to ask where in racist attitudes are to be found, where the heart is not open to the other. I think these principles cause us to ask ourselves important questions, and they aim for a change of heart. And people are at different places here. So the principles apply to everybody, but they apply to you where you are. They apply to me where I am. And unless there is a change of heart with a critical mass of people, it's difficult to imagine society itself changing constructively. And that's the other side of Dr. King's principles. They're not just aimed at the heart, they are aimed at direct action. In other words, a change of heart spurs you to act differently and to act in a positive way to achieve the good, but not violence. That requires education, that requires a capacity for dialogue, and that also inevitably requires an ability to forgive, because we're not aiming to condemn our opponent. We are aiming, however, to condemn and move beyond racism and the social ills by which racism is often manifested. The principles of Dr. King go very much hand in hand with the church's social teaching. If we would really honor Dr. King, we would go to the heart of what he stood for. This is what this is about. Why can it not be that we find ways to come together where people who have very different life experiences can simply come to know each other at a very human level?